What's going on, everybody? It's Koji here with another video for you, and it finally happened. The fight between Logan Paul and Dillon Dannis has concluded, and what was the result? As it turns out, Dillon Dannis seems to have greatly exaggerated his ability to box because he did absolutely nothing the entire fight, and Logan Paul won by decision after 6 rounds of pretty much dominating the entire fight. You know, it looked like Dillon's strategy was kind of going to be attempting to tire Logan out, to absorb the blows, and kind of take the damage for a few rounds before turning up the gas in the later rounds. But that turning up of the gas never really seemed to come, and I think what we got was probably just one of the silliest fights I've ever seen, where Dillon was just kind of moving forward with his guard up and never really was able to accomplish anything of any substance in the fight. And as some people expected, Dannis attempted some grappling antics. At one point he laid on his back and guard. At another point in the fight he tried to take Logan down and he failed to do that. And then towards the very end of the fight he attempted a guillotine and he just kind of wasn't able to pull that off either. He kind of got shrugged off by Logan, and Logan was like swinging at him when he was on the ground. It's, I'm not like some big fan of Logan Paul or anything, and as the build-up for this fight went on, Dillon really sort of won me over, to be honest, with his promotion of the fight, which I thought was masterful. He took a matchup that I don't think a lot of people would be too excited about on paper and really got everyone hyped about it. And I'll be honest, I really thought that he would look a little bit better in there than he actually did, right? But ultimately, I think you do have to give it up for Logan, as he definitely looked like the better boxer in there. And, I was saying on X that I think if Dillon would have been able to manage to get in there and beat up Logan or knock him out, it really would have been over for Logan. So the fact that Logan was able to have a pretty good showing and win the fight, I think he basically saved his career. The build up to this fight and all the trash talk and all the pictures that Dannis was throwing around of Logan's girlfriend, I really think this was some major damage being inflicted onto Logan's image. And if he were to have lost this fight to Dannis, I really could not see a way back for him after something like that. So I do think by winning this fight, he managed to save face a bit and not become a total joke by losing to Dannis after all that trash talk and all that humiliation in the build-up. And you could see in his post-fight interview that these last few months really were getting to him. As for Dillon, I really think he looked absolutely terrible in there. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, he's a great grappler, but I think this fight really illustrates how far apart on the spectrum boxing is from something like jiu-jitsu, because Dillon just looked absolutely out of his element. And the few times where he would try to be like silly, or he laid down that time in the guard position, none of it really went over that well because he really didn't do anything the entire fight. It's one thing to like showboat when you're winning or when the fight is sort of even and exciting, right? It's another thing to joke around when your performance itself is already sort of a joke, right? So overall, yeah, I really felt like this was one of those influencer fights where nothing really interesting happened that much, to be honest. And unfortunately, the most compelling part of the whole ordeal really was all of the things that happened before the fight. All of the online beef and the drama really was more entertaining and interesting at the end of the day than the fight itself. I think this says something, though, about the current state of boxing, where a fight like this can get more traction and more eyes on it than a lot of the actual high-level fights. To me, it seems like the UFC really is eating boxing's lunch and is the sport to watch when you want to see the highly competitive fights between the best out there. Boxing is just simply isn't as compelling as these days, unless it's like a Canelo fight or something like that, right? Who knows? We'll see what the future holds for boxing. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that fight. And then after that, we had the KSI versus Tommy Fury fight. And I don't know, man. I'm not trying to talk crap about anybody, but I feel like Tommy Fury is at this weird level of skill where he's like in between a YouTube boxer and a like legit really good boxer. So I don't know. He seems to be like pretty evenly matched, whether it's with Jake or with KSI. And, that fight as well really was not that great. So we kind of had two stinkers back to back, unfortunately. And when the fight was over, it's like KSI couldn't accept the results and was like crying about it and stuff. I was just like, okay, man, this is kind of lame, to be honest. I don't really understand the appeal of a lot of these people that are headlining these things, but hey, what do I know? That's it for the video, guys. Please like and subscribe for more. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys thought of the whole ordeal, the fight, and all that stuff. I'll talk to you guys later. Adios. Bye-bye.